Indian Railways Vande Bharat Express train is the real deal. I rode in chair class from New Delhi to Agra, and to put it simply, I get the hype. But more importantly, this train and trains in general might be changing the way that I look at travel on the whole. It is the iconic, high-speed, high-end train that is making waves and transporting the masses all over India, the Vande Bharat Express. So I actually had the chance to ride 2 different high-speed trains in India, which was amazing, but of course, we have to start with the star of the show. My experience riding the Vande Bharat Express train began in the capital city, New Delhi. I had just flown into India a few days prior, so of course I was chomping at the bit to get over to Agra to see the Taj Mahal. I booked a chair class, or economy ticket, through the Indian Railways website. It's super easy to do. You just put in your dates and your locations, and you're given all of the time and price options. When booking online, even with the catering charge included, the total price came out to only about 700 rupees or $8 US. Super reasonable. But I sort of got off to a rough start on the day of my trip. I gave myself 2 hours to get from my apartment to the train station, which by the way is more time than the train ride itself. But the traffic in Delhi is rough. No joke, even with 2 hours, I literally pulled up in my Uber 2 minutes before my train was set to depart. Thankfully, somehow, I made it onto the train. The Vande Bharat Express service is actually still quite new. It launched as recently as February of 2019. It's capable of moving at max speeds of 180 kilometers or 112 miles per hour. As such, the ride from Delhi to Agra only takes about an hour and 36 minutes. The air conditioning was great, there was solid Wi-Fi, automatic doors, quality bathrooms, the seats felt new and comfortable, it was clean, the views out the window were perfect. I mean, honestly, it's comparable in every sense to any train I've ever ridden in Europe or anywhere else for that matter. I actually totally forgot that I ordered food on my ticket as part of the catering fee, so I was very pleasantly surprised when they brought out food. In my mind, that would never happen on such a cheap and fast trip. It actually sort of became a recurring theme in India. Every flight or train that I took, no matter how short, there was always some sort of meal involved. I think that my flight from Varanasi to Kolkata was like less than an hour, and they still brought out an entire hot meal. How they even found time to serve it between the... Why did my battery literally just run out mid-sentence? How they found time to serve it between the ascent and the descent, I have no idea, but, you know, big shout out to India for that one. The meal here included some guava juice, some nutty snacks, some powder to make some instant masala chai, and this sort of like little samosa type thing. I finished, and to be honest, we might as well have just teleported because the next thing I knew, we were pulling in to the Agra train station. I spent the next week exploring everything that both Agra and Jaipur have to offer. I had some ups and downs with some scammers in Agra, and then a whole weird name mix-up situation with some auto rickshaw drivers in Jaipur. I recognize that it all sounds a bit like a sitcom, and it kind of was, to be honest. The links to those videos and all the videos in my India series are in the description below if you'd like to hear those stories. But today's video is really all about the journey, because, you know, as cheesy as the saying sounds, the journey really is more important than the destination. It's something that I've been slowly forcing myself to learn. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand long car rides or, you know, trains or buses or planes. I would get so squirmy. I hated being stuck in one place. I always kind of thought of it as the boring part of travel that we just want to get through and skip over. But as I've dug deeper into the world of travel and travel videos, it's really forced me to stop and pay attention and look around and enjoy living, even in the spaces in between. My departure from Jaipur was much more relaxed than my departure from New Delhi. My accommodations were close to the train station itself, so this time it was very easy and stress-free for me to get there. In fact, I actually arrived quite early, and so this time I had the chance to take in the station itself. Train stations always bring people from all walks of life together, but I think that this is even more true in India. Oftentimes, there isn't any sort of special security to get in, so many local people sort of make a home on the platform itself. They really are like a mini India, all in one place. This time, I was riding on the predecessor to the Vande Bharat Express train. It's called the Shatabdi Express. It's also very quick and good, but it doesn't have that same new car smell that you get on the Vande Bharat. Since it was a longer trip, this time I was willing to shell out a few extra dollars to sit in the executive class. I have literally never in my life paid for anything above economy class, but considering that this was a 4.5-hour ride and the executive class ticket was only 1,600 rupees or about $20 US, I felt like it was worth it. Here, the seats are in 2x2 rows with tons of legroom. But if I thought eating one time on the Vande Bharat was nice, get ready. I had a full 4-course meal. First came this like mini set of, I guess hors d'oeuvres is the best word to call it. But then came out some hot water and some powder to make an instant tomato soup. So I guess we're still having starters. I had so many questions. Also, by the way, this was my first time ever eating instant soup. I'm not a big soup person, but I did like this a lot. It has some seasoning in it that makes it almost a little bit spicy. Then came dinner. I was actually full by the time that this came out. I actually had a moment of disbelief when another tray was dropped in front of me. It's a whole curry meal with rice and bread and yogurt and veggies. Insane, so much food. I didn't even finish most of it, which is unheard of for me. But I did finish the final course, which was a cute little ice cream that came out afterwards. There's always room for dessert. Like, yes, I technically paid for this food, right? The catering charge on the ticket was 385 rupees. But all of that food for less than $5 is crazy. Indian Railways, you're insane. But seriously though, I love it. Never change. Before I knew it, the good old Shatabdi Express train was clankering its way back into the New Delhi station, and I was heading back to the apartment that I was calling home. The more I ride, the more I see myself starting to really enjoy train travel, which is crazy, considering the person that I used to be. But it's so easy and it's so convenient. And with how fast some of these bullet trains and high-speed trains like the Vande Bharat Express or the Shatabdi Express are going these days, it's actually like kind of a fun and dare I say, relaxing and enjoyable experience. It's wild to see the different ways that I'm changing as I get older, in whatever ways that may be. But seeing my patience grow as I, try to appreciate the world around me, it's something that's pretty cool. I don't know, I hope it continues. If you know what I mean, give this video a like. Who knows, maybe I'll make more train videos from time to time. But regardless, I know I'm definitely going to try to be more intentional about using train travel more frequently for myself as I explore Asia and Europe and make use of their incredible train systems. America, you need to get your shit together when it comes to trains. I mean it. Someone who I'm assuming was very wise once said that life is about the journey, not the destination. And as someone who is now a full-time traveler, learning to enjoy the in-between, the journey is paramount. And, I feel like I'm slowly but surely figuring it out. I'm finding a path, and I'm starting to form a legitimate curiosity about the planes, trains, and automobiles that connect us all.